On this day, 250 years ago, the first shots of the American Revolutionary War rang out at Lexington and Concord. And what followed was eight long years of sacrifice, confusion, difficulty, death, and struggle to free this country from the bonds of tyranny. For the majority of those 8 years, no one knew how it was going to turn out. No one had a clue what was ultimately going to happen until Washington led the Continental Army to victory at Yorktown in 1871, eventually leading to the establishment of the United States as an independent and sovereign nation. But unfortunately, America's troubles with tyranny did not end there. While the Revolutionary War did its part to birth a process of emancipation for enslaved people in the North, here in the South, the slave trade only strengthened, contradicting in nearly every way possible the foundations of liberty and equality that American independence was supposed to be built upon. The plight of the indigenous people in this country was no less troublesome. First Nations people experienced a decimating loss of life and land and sovereignty, even as the newly established United States, with its Declaration of Independence, proclaimed unalienable rights and equality for all. Colonial expansion and the scourge of manifest destiny has tainted the face of freedom. These are ideologies that continue to haunt us and have influenced the development of our nation to this very day. You see, the hard truth of our reality in this country is that we, like all other countries in the world, contain both amazing opportunities for freedom and justice and equality, and also horrific abuses of human rights and human dignity and human liberty. This isn't just a political problem. This is a human problem that is playing out in the political system of our day. And what is that problem? Choice. Free will. When we let insecurity and arrogance drive our choices, we choose to consider someone else as undeserving of the liberty that we enjoy. When we decide out of our free will to choose arrogance, we consider someone outside of the purview of justice. We give in to our need to be right above all else when we attempt to choose who inalienable rights belong to and who they don't. We turn our freedom into a weapon, and we follow in the footsteps of the many human rights abuses that have come before us. But inasmuch as choice and free will is a part of the problem, it is also part of the blessing and part of the hope for a better day in our future. Because we can also choose to consider everyone as deserving of liberty. We can also decide out of our own free will to consider everyone as deserving of justice. We can also make a choice for the common good of the whole over individual interests, to understand and believe that inalienable rights belong to everyone. And even as the clouds of injustice and oppression are gathering, even though we are bombarded with one story after the next of our rights being stripped away, even though some days it feels useless to swim against the tide, we can choose to stand together today to be a part of a new day in our nation, defined not by the administration in its White House, but by the strength and the character of its people. A new revolution in our country that stands against the reckless and abusive use of power, that refuses to continue the generational curse of American exceptionalism that has plagued our national DNA for too long and blinded us to the truth of what is at stake. The Reverend Dr. King said, power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice. And justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love. I don't know about you, but that is the nation I want to be a part of. And that is the nation that we can be, but only if we stand together and choose to make it so. Do you choose to make it so? Don't be fooled, my friends. Our work has just begun. And it is likely to be a long, hot summer, but this is South Alabama and we are used to it. The right side of history waits for no one, and the power of love leaves no one behind. Thank you.